Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for part 2. Shadowed Messages was incredible. We know Saturn has entered Aquarius for the second time this year. But this time, Saturn is staying in Aquarius until March of 2023, everyone. Yes, you heard me correct. March of 2023. And we know we are getting ready. We've been prepping for that grand conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. And this is really what it's about. We're pretty much like if we were going to do a short equation of what is happening right here, it would look like this, okay, everybody? We've condensed it. We're healing from this. The force is trying to keep us separate. So, the force is trying to keep us separate, and what we have done to create separateness from within. So the separateness from within and the separateness without. The tower is here. This is old Earth gone. New Earth is here, ground zero. And we're going to start building. We're working on the 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles shift through the 8. And it's going to get us here. Now, we're healing from the 5 of Pentacles where we have not felt nurtured from the earth. And we know we've been working with the Queen of Cups and Death. And if you joined us in part 1, you just found out that we had a completion. Now, what our completion is connected to is this rejuvenation between the Queen of Cups and Death. And we know that this was activated during Scorpio season. We were having a rejuvenation. We were doing inner child healing to the core. The next part of the transformation has to do with the masculine. And we know that the masculine has been working on the 4 of Swords, High Priest expansion through the Ace of Swords. This is what the masculine's been working on. This is what the feminine has been working on. And guys, remember, we have all these energies within us, so we're all working on all of this together. So we've had our completion. We've achieved this. Congratulations, everyone. We get a pat on the back. Good job. We have pride with a humble charge. We are allowed to have pride. We are allowed to be happy for the things that we have achieved because we've worked hard. We're just not twisting it. This is not the pride of old Earth. That's all up in ego. This has the humble charge, and it's going to allow us to continue to move forward on this part of the journey, everyone. The 5 of Pentacles we know is connected to the 5 of Cups, our sorrows. And the Queen of Cups has been helping us to transmute our sorrows, work with them, and turn them into beautiful art. And that's what we've been doing here in the 3 of Pentacles. We've been turning it into beautiful art. Now Death has come here, and we know now we're working on the part of the transformation with the masculine through the earth. And this is, we're seeing the clarity, we're seeing the light, we're seeing what we need to see, everyone. Positive and negative. We know that the gift of this expansion is working with the Queen of Wands. That's what's happening here. This is healing from gaslighting. We're healing from gaslighting to transform through the earth and expand. So what's happening in here is now we're calling in the Wands. We have the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles, but we're calling in the Wands. So we're going to meet up through the Wands. And it's connected to the 3 of Cups. Our connection of the 3, our unication from the 8 of Cups challenge, right? From the 8 of Cups to the 2 of Cups through the 3. We shall expand. What we're learning how to do is we're putting down our burdens to get to where we're going. We're carrying too much. And this is the trickery of old Earth. The trickery of old Earth is we were going to carry so much we were never going to get there. But we understand we need to put it down. And we need to put down things that are no longer serving us. Things of old Earth. Things we know it's time to let go of, everyone. And this is healing with force. This is where we've been forced to carry, forced to act, forced to perceive, forced to believe, forced to behave. We're not doing that anymore. We are not doing that anymore. We've healed from this. We're healing from this. We matter. This matters. And this doesn't mean we're just going to go into sloth mode and sit there on the couch with that remote control, just changing and clicking all those channels. No, this means that we're healing from force. We're not going to feel like we want to be in sloth mode. We're going to feel like we want to connect. We're going to feel like we want to come together. We're going to feel like we want to heal, harmonize, and raise the vibration. Everything we do here, everyone. Now, let's expand off the time we're in and see where we're going next. Well, all right. We're going here. Let's go with the karma cards. There it is, guys. Officially. This is what's being activated. And we're working with the second house, our beliefs. And we just transitioned from Capricorn. And there's going to be a communication. Mercury is here. There's going to be some sort of communication. Aquarius, the water bearer. Astrological symbol. Water whipped into waves by the wind. January 20th to February 18th. By the time the sun entered the sign of Aquarius, our ancestors were beginning to feel confined. Those who weren't snowed in would visit only their closest friends and neighbors, with whom they had banded together to help survive the winter. With their friends, they could escape the monotony of the winter days by sharing their wildest hopes and wishes for the future. Inspired by the acceptance of their friends, it was possible to envision a whole world of friends, each pouring out nourishing ideas and inventions for the good of all. These ideas could have thought to be crazy by those who didn't allow themselves to creatively dream about the future. And so those with Aquarian tendencies had to learn to detach themselves from comments by the less understanding members of humanity they desired to serve. This made some of them rebels, desiring freedom at all costs. And is there not such a deep connection to where we are now, to that message, to what's happening during this times, these wild times of creation? We're in the jungle. We're in the jungle, baby. There's so much to be said within that, and you know what? That's really true. If you felt that way before. Associations. Aquarius came to be associated with ideas for the good of humanity. Hence, the water bearer pours his water onto the earth for all of humanity to drink. Look, guys, and there you go. Ask and you shall receive. We're getting all the information from channeled information. We're getting the question answered. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Thank you to the tarot and these lovely oracle cards. The water bearer is pouring all of this for their friends' hopes, wishes, associations such as co-ops, unions, eccentricity and genius, invention, detachment from emotions, rebelliousness, and the desire for unrestricted freedom. And there it is. The parts of the body ruled by Aquarius are the ankles and wrists. It's really interesting because my son just hurt his ankle. He was running around the bed in his bedroom and he just went flying and flipped on a toy, and he's like, "Mommy, I hurt my ankle," and he woke up crying his face off. That's why I said it was a long night. And what I mean by long night is I've still been awake, guys, so just bear with me. I don't really feel like 1000% myself, but I felt called to get a head start on this as I wasn't going back to sleep. Now I'm reading this. Get my voice back. People born during the sign of Aquarius function best when they have an outlet for their desire to change the world and make it a better for the sake of humanity. And guys, I know this more than anybody. This is what gets me here. This outlet to work here, to heal with you, and help make the world a better space. This is the outlet. And that allows a healthy charge here. And I want to do my part. Okay? We're going to confirm it again. We're going to communicate differently our beliefs. I just want to say before we confirm, with these cards, the cards that we have here that came out, we're going to communicate differently now our beliefs. That's what's going to change. Okay? But because we're working with Capricorn, how we achieve our goals and communicate how we want to achieve our goals is going to change too. How we actually achieve our goals is going to drastically change. Because we're going to use our beliefs now. Okay. Well, ooh. I burned my hair on that candle. Woo, baby. I was like, yeah, wow, guys. Wow. Earth and Uranus. Earth, I thought it was, you know what's funny? I thought it was Scorpio. And I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, oh, water is there. Burn my hair on the candle. It's really Uranus, so we don't need any more confirmation that the energy of New Earth is here. The masculine, remember, this is from our last reading, is working at a spectacular rate of transformation right now to begin laying the foundational work. Remember, we're amping it up. But the feminine is here. Mom is here. She's going to help us expand with the Lord of the Underworld, because the Lord of the Underworld is going to help us to heal from the fog. The Lord of the Underworld and the Lord of Karma are going to help us to heal right now. And guys, I really feel like the biggest message that I've been channeling is we need the Lord of the Underworld just as much as we need the Lord of Karma right now. And the energies of Aquarius. It's the patterning we need. Confirmation right there from the door. And look, there's Aquarius. We're working with Aquarius. We're going to shift our focus to the threes. We're going to become more multidimensional. We're going to understand that with truth, there's our truth, the other side's truth, and source's connection to the truth, the all. When we're connecting, we're going to understand that there's our universe, someone else's universe, and that we connect through a meeting space. We're going to start working with the power of threes. It's like, even too, we're going to be able to take the weight off of our shoulders within a different way and not be carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, because we'll understand that we have a role to play in things and we'll take responsibility for our role. We'll understand that there's a shared role in the community or the other person, and then there's also a shared part of creation's role to play in everything and what is happening. We're going to really start understanding the power of three and the power of connection and our multidimensionality. And I really think that that's what the feminine and masculine have really been working on within that Two of Cups. It's just like, before we were always, I am being a sacred container, my partner and being a sacred container, we're always trying to go in each other's sacred container. But this is advancing and this is honoring, my sacred container, my partner's sacred container, and creating together within another sacred container that's shared together. So we're honoring and working in the powers of three. There's my sacred container, my partner's sacred container, and that's shared together. We're going to start understanding how to create within a different way. We're going to start seeing connections differently. All right. What's coming together? The earth, we know that. The frequency of the earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. And this comes back to our message from what we were discussing at the beginning. We're going to go from a negative perception to a positive perception. And that's also thanks to the work that we've been doing, this prep work with Sagittarius. Thank you, Sagittarius. We're going to hit our mark. We're going to hit our aim. And this is about compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that the unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Well, that sure sounds like mission work. And guys, we're going to work with some magic. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond the moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and as profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Guys, we have to believe. If there is any message coming through more than anything now, it's believe. We have to believe in the magic. We have to believe in the wonder. We have to believe in what we've been doing. We have to believe that New Earth is here. We gotta believe. I sure could use a little fairy dust right about now, though. Oh. Still wondering if we're going to see the card, but I'm thinking this is it. Mother of life, nourishment of the golden grain mother. And I'm seeing the divine feminine is really making her presence known. And we know that we're working with water because what is the energy of Aquarius? It's water and air to allow us to heal. The water is going to help us to purify, and the air is going to allow us to cut away what's not serving us and dry us up. And the water is going to heal us from all that toxic debris. Nourishment of the golden grain mother. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this has happened when suddenly our life seems dry, depleted, filled with tasks, or it feels like we're stuck in a rut or a habit that may have been comfortable, but is becoming stifling and suppressing. Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to restore even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances and people back into life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow her gifts upon you, her gifts of life. Be bold, be brave, open your arms and receive. Isis is known as the sustainer of life, able to restore, nourish, and bring to life that which has been cast aside or lost, that which you have considered beyond repair, a lost cause or dead end. There are no parts of your life, beloved initiate, that are ready to receive more life. You will be able to recognize this in any discomfort that you are currently experiencing in your life. Discomfort and unfamiliarity is where life is attempting to break through to you, to reach through the walls that you may have once created to protect yourself, but now you need to either climb over, demolish, or at least open up with some doors and windows. The tricky part is we don't always realize we're not living. We're hiding ourselves from life. But life is calling you to partake in more of her gifts of experience, bringing you encouraged to learn. So we're here to learn. Practices that nourish you and your community. You have the Divine Mother within you. How shall you offer nourishment through her? It might be through cooking, learning to be more present in your body and taking time to express your feelings, or reality, or it might be through taking a dance, yoga class, or spending time in nature or with animals for these examples. So guys, this is going to guide us to new places, people, things, freshness, inspiration, and more fun. The Mother of Life also asks for patience in the same way that there is growth. There's a growth cycle required before a child can become an adult and tap into the energy of the mother within to nourish him or herself. There's a message there. There's a connection there. You will eventually become very comfortable with that which you at first were distinctively uncomfortable. So guys, we're going to grow from this place of discomfort. So yeah, it feels yucky right now. It feels raw. It feels, some sort of way. But we need to hang tight with the message from our ancients and ancestors. And that's why I was called to have this oracle present today, that soon we're going to find our footing. That's why we're going to begin building. That's why we've been doing all this prep work. And once we get some more solid foundations laid down and put into place and some time has passed, we're going to where we do this expansive work, just like growth. We're going to feel better. Guys, and this is really understanding that don't run from yourself. When you're being a divine mother, working with your divine feminine energy with yourself, your mom is always there to hold you. She's always there to love you. She's always there to nourish you. So this is not running from yourself. This is repairing that disconnect. That's what this is saying. Don't run from yourself. It's like we start feeling discomfort. We want to run. Maybe too long passes, we want to drink from that cup. But this is saying honor your feelings and then nourish yourself. Allow yourself the nourishment you need. This is where we have to fix that and repair that, like with the masculine energy. It's like, no, we forced ourselves in old earth. We forced ourselves to do something we didn't want to do. But this is where we're not going to force ourselves to do something we don't want to do. We're going to honor healing and we're going to work with the feminine. And now we're going to say, I need to nourish myself. And that's the balance. That's the balance we need with the Two of Cups. Now I'm going to nourish myself. Now I'm going to feed myself. Now I'm going to listen to myself. Now I'm going to honor. I'm not going to force myself to do anything. I'm expanding. I'm doing what I got to do. Guys, I'm really feeling called to get the magic of you. And I think we're going to say goodbye right now, and we'll put this in a separate part because I want to get a little quick message with that Scorpio Sea Tarot.